So 2019 rolling in, we're going to start to see a lot of advertisements for 5G enabled smartphones and the benefits of 5G networks, with Samsung, LG, and Motorola coming or already have come out with their 5G flagships. With as much excitement and hype as there already is, we can't ignore the underlying disadvantages of even considering a 5G smartphone. And we're going to get into that right now. Before we get into why you, the consumer, shouldn't buy a 5G smartphone, let's talk about 5G itself. 5G is the latest generation of cellular mobile communications. It succeeds the 4G, 3G, and 2G systems. 5G performance targets high data rate, reduced latency, energy saving, cost reduction, higher system capacity, and massive device connectivity. While 4G tops out at a theoretical 10 megabits per second, 5G tops out at 10 gigabits per second, which is pretty darn fast. This means that 5G is 20 times faster than current 4G networks right now. To put that into perspective, it means you'll be able to download a full movie in less than a second. Just imagine how interconnected all of our home devices, autonomous vehicles, and VR headsets will be. But all of these insane download speeds and connectivity come at a cost, and that is the fact that millimeter wavelengths can't travel through buildings, obstacles, rain, and even human beings just walking on the sidewalk. This brings me into my first problem with 5G smartphones. They'll have limited range. Service providers would have to set up cell towers every block in busy cities like New York and San Francisco to give their consumers a consistent signal, which would obviously have its own social consequences. First off, some people are aware of the dangers of EMF radiation, and there hasn't been any long-term research to prove that it's safe for people in large and dense areas. And secondly, people might not want cell towers in every block they walk. Plus, these companies would have to manage and power these towers, which are probably in hundreds or if not thousands of them in large cities, which can be extremely expensive. Now that's my first reason. My second reason I'll make is the fact that 5G smartphones are going to be bulkier and thicker because of the large amount of space the 5G modems take up. We've become so accustomed to thin and sleek smartphones that it might even look weird or unappealing to have a larger phone just to taste a bit of dope tech. For this reason, new phablet devices will be restricted to larger models. Even things like the headphone jack might completely disappear because the radio is so large. In fact, manufacturers may need to cut out even more parts, like secondary stereo speakers, fingerprint readers, multiple rear cameras, etc., just to make room for the large 5G modems. Now that's a lot to sacrifice to get some sick download speeds to watch cat videos. My third reason is that new technology costs money, obviously, and the first phones will certainly command a premium over LTE ones. Going from what we already know about most 5G enabled smartphones, they're definitely going to be more expensive, and the same would apply to cellular providers like AT&T, will most likely be charging more for their services than standard LTE. We already know that Verizon is charging $50 a month for its 5G home wireless internet service on top of your existing wireless service, so things could get pretty pricey. One of the biggest reasons to be skeptical of the first 5G phones is because of Apple. Following up on recent rumors, Bloomberg reported this week that the iPhone won't be getting a 5G model until at least 2020, meaning the tech won't get proper mainstream support until then. Because as we all know it's not a thing until Apple does it. As with 3G and 4G, the two previous generations of mobile technology, Apple will wait as long as a year after the initial deployment of the new networks before its main product gets the capability to access them. The iPhone XS is fast, but it's not 5G, and still technically not 5G ready. Rather, the two flagship phones have support for Cat 16 gigabit LTE, which is a very fast form of 4G. So if you're an Apple fanboy, unfortunately, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to get into that 5G experience. And last but not least is my final reason to conclude this video, and that is the fact that there are currently no apps as of now that even support 5G. None. Zero. We don't even know if YouTube, Netflix, or Hulu even have plans of implementing it into their platforms in one way or another. There are also no video games set to release that are compatible with 5G. It's really just barren land at the moment. But in its defense, 5G is still in its beta stages, and you're not going to see that many gaming companies or even social media platforms jump on the bandwagon right now. So to end this video, don't immediately jump into 5G smartphones just yet because they look cool or they're much faster than 4G enabled phones. The technology is not ready for mass consumption and is still in its beta phase. In short, save your money. Alright guys, I hope you all liked this video, and tell me if you think 5G smartphones are on your mind right now or not, and why in the comment section below. I also want to thank my friend Zion for helping me make the script of this video. He's helped me make intros in the past and has given me some pretty good tips on how to grow my channel. His channel is definitely something you must see if you're interested in music just as much as I do. Anyways, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date with my latest videos. This is DOJO MOJO signing out.